Hey guys, day 15. We are halfway. So I thought before we jump into it, what I would do is go back to the, love that I'm doing that up there. Go back to the beginning and just show you what the first half of 30 inks, 30 days for November has brought us. All of these inks are new to me, haven't tried them before, so that's kind of exciting. Started off with Palette Roshizuku Shinkai, blue ink with a pretty nice and pretty, not heavy, but prevalent red sheen, but it's like a bronze red, which is quite nice. So that was first up. Then we went on to Diamine Salamander. Loved this ink. I love the light khaki undertones coming through this really, really deep green in the swatch, but even just that deep, deep khaki in the writing sample, I really, really enjoyed, and I can't wait to get that in a pen. Pardon me. After that was Pelican Edelstein Moonstone. Edelstein. It's got some really awesome chroma shading within the swatch. I think overall this is just a touch too light for me. I guess it'll depend on the pen, but swatching wise, I think if you're an artist, this could be a really beautiful color with bits of yellow coming out there, things like that. Then we went to Diamine Eclipse. I thought in my head for some reason that this was a purple, but it's actually a really super dark blue, maybe on the warmer side, with a really, really chunky brown sheen. If you can see that down the bottom there. After that, I've had, for someone who doesn't like sheeny inks, there's quite a few sheen in here. Pilot Roshizuku Takesumi, which is their black, and that again has a brown bronze sheen on that one as well. You can see the bits of blue and grey coming through. Very nice to write with. Don't have too much to say about that one, but quite nice. Diamine Claret. I really loved this. As I'm discovering what bright and saturated, that was meant to be that, bright and saturated inks I'm liking. The magenta-y dark pink is something I'm liking definitely more than, for example, oranges, or even like super saturated greens. So this was really exciting. It wanted to come off that nib so much. It was such a wet ink, at least in my experience. Obviously, when you put it in an actual pen, you get to know it a whole lot better. Completely forgetting that I had done 2 Diamines already. I was like, oh, I know I've got graphite in here. I'll do graphite next to see the different Diamine ink. I was sure that this was a grey ink, and it's green. It's got a black sheen, which I really like. I can see it's grey-esque, but pleasantly surprised. Yeah, I think it was quite nice. But it did also help me. That little bit of testing I was doing, this one still felt noticeably wetter than the graphite. After that, E equals MC squared 21 limbs. I think I was maybe a little bit underwhelmed when I was swatching it, but as I've looked back on it, I think there is some characteristic to this, some character, to this ink that I quite like. Little bits of haloing coming through, and you can see little bits, maybe not in the fine, but in the medium. So I think maybe I was a bit too judgmental at first. Definitely an ink that I'm wanting to explore further. Then we went to Scarecrow from Warringal. It went down much more green, and then it dries into this brown. It's a nice brown ink. I think when I was looking at it wet, I definitely saw it in that green-brown category. Looking at it again now, it does read a truer brown to me, but still interesting bits of, it's got like, gold, a nice halo in there, a nice ink. This was one that was like I hadn't even seen a swatch of before, Robert Oster Clay Red. I didn't have too much to say about the ink in this video, did I? I spoke a lot about Australian politics. I'm still discovering what type of red inks I'm gravitating towards, because there are not many, to be honest. And for me, what clay dirt is in Australia, this isn't it, but that's my experience of it. So I think I definitely got sidetracked, but even looking back at it now, it's a nice ink. when I think about, you know, the inks I'm putting in front of me to put into pens, I right now can't see this one coming to the top. And that's just something for me to consider. This one I really liked. This was Pen BBS number 438, Night Snow in the Pine Forest. A really, really dark grey blue with some nice little bit of black sheening. It just felt really nice to write with, and I do like the colour. I think this could be a nice work ink. Then Martian from Colourverse. I've gone to and fro with this ink, haven't I? When I was actually swatching it, I was like, oh, no, not calling me. But then I keep looking back at it, and I actually am liking it more and more. Really nice shading, the darkness and depth you get into it. So I think I was more being critical of orange and not looking like of my experiences with orange inks, versus looking what was right in front of me, because the more when I flip through and look at it, I am liking that more and more. Another one I was at the time a little bit overwhelmed by was Violet from Toucan. It is nice. I don't know, I'm just not overly drawn to it. I still don't have too much to say about it. It would be right on the edge for me as to whether it's too light or not. But again, when I look at other purples and stuff I have, similar to Clay Red, I just can't see this one winning out, if you know what I mean. After that, I keep messing up this name, Watagawa, pardon me, Lime from Kobe Ink. I had a few underwhelms in a row, but then I have gone back to really like some of them. This just reads spring to me and nature, especially looking at it dry. It's a nice ink. It's another one and I'm not going to blow smoke, it's just another one I don't have too much to say about. And I don't know enough about Kobe ink to really go, oh, no, but even if the colour's not screaming amazing to me, I love how the ink writes. I don't know enough about Kobe ink to comment like that. I think it's lovely. I think if you are wanting to deep dive into spring-esque greens, this should be up there. I did think of one it could be similar to, though, this morning, which is a Sailor ink. I'll just pull out the swatch because I know I'm going to mispronounce what it's actually called. Yukikusa. I thought it was similar to that. It is slightly warmer, and that one's slightly cooler, I'd say, but quite similar. So if you do like that Sailor ink, that could be an option for you. That brings us to today. And then I was thinking, how I said I've got one shimmer ink in here. I almost want to cheat a little bit and keep that for like day 30. I was like, yay, we'll see how we go. I also wonder, can you see what some of the labels are? And it's like, pick me. Why don't we go that one in the middle there. This is the Toucan I kept talking about, Toucan Sienna. And Friend G, when I told you how much I loved it, gave me a nice full sample vial, which was very generous. This was the first ambery ink that I put into a pen. So maybe my love for it is because it was like that first experience. It was some months ago, so I actually can't remember off the top of my head why I liked it so much. But that's also, in a way, a good thing, because maybe then my reaction to it now can be fresher than it would be if I was like, I know exactly why I like this, and no. I do remember it wrote very nicely. I had it in my Mahjong A1, my little workhorse pen. In this one, no issues in that whatsoever. I would be actually maybe interested to put it in a wider nib next time, just to see what other characteristics show up. There it is. And see, when it's wet, it actually looks super orange. So I probably look like a complete mess of contradictions because I've, over the last week or so have rambled on about how I really don't like orange. I think I don't like bright orange, but when it is moving into this amber, world, I'm just quite drawn to it at the moment. And you'll see when it dries as well, it changes ever so slightly. I just got a lot of mess on me, so excuse me for a second. All right, let's jump in with a writing sample. Make sure my hand's not wet there. In terms of how it feels on the nib, this one does feel quite in the middle, not dry, not wet, just in the middle, Goldilocks, as in like just right. But that doesn't actually, there is something on this. Sorry, that is not a true representation because I've just seen there's actually a bit of green right there that has messed that up. Oh, I'm so sorry. That is so frustrating. Give me a moment. That was like a drop of water with some green on it sitting in there. And then just when I guess I've dipped it back into here, it's brought it forward, which is really annoying. I'm really hoping it hasn't contaminated that entire sample because that would be really annoying. Let's see if I can do. That's a lot better, isn't it? Oh, bugger. I don't know what I was saying before then either. Well, I don't think much green went into there because it is looking similar, but can you see as it dries, it becomes a little bit more muted, like the punch of it goes away a little bit. I do like that, but it even though the brightness may be receding a little bit, it doesn't lose its darkness, or it doesn't go lighter, and that I quite like. Oh man, I'm not having good luck with these dip pens today, am I? I would love to know if people have any fun end of year, new year plans. I am taking off the couple of days that aren't public holidays between Christmas and New Year, so you end up kind of having like a 10-day break. It kind of works into. My wife's birthday is on the 3rd, so I take like a day or two on that side as well, and it turns it into like 10 or 11 days. Just to hang out with them and the fam. Usually go up to my parents' holiday house, which is really nice. Nothing super fancy at all, nothing remotely fancy or adventurous, but it's still just really nice and bit of R&R, country air type thing to reset, and then, start the year, and then my son will be starting daycare and my daughter kinder, and, then my wife will increase her work days. Like, we know next year's going to be hectic. Anyone with young kids knows that. So to have a bit of a fun, low key, but just break together, I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, what are you guys doing? So except for that scribble, this is Sienna from Toucan. I hope you can, I don't know if I've described it properly in terms of what I'm loving about it, but just the depth of it, of this colour, I really like. I think it is within that brown family. It's the first amber I used, and writing it again now, I just really like it. I think it's got quite a beautiful halo as well. We'll do our measuring cup, and then I'll let everyone go because this has been quite a long video with my well, with my mishap first of all, but then also just with going through those first few pages. So interesting to see how it dries next to that the Colourverse Martian as well, hey, because I remember I was quite judgmental about it, and now it's growing on me. See when it goes down how orange it looks, and it's like it comes out swinging, and then it goes, oh, I might settle down a little bit and just be a little bit less loud. And I kind of like that. I'm happy for it to come out swinging, but then it just finds its feet, you know, and works out its place in the world. Toucan Sienna. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching, for sticking around for this long video. 15 down, 15 to go. Cannot wait to chat with you for tomorrow. Chat with you for tomorrow is an awful sentence. Cannot wait to chat tomorrow. If you could hit like and subscribe, that'd be awesome, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.